Hey guys, it's Ariel. It has been so long since I have filmed a YouTube video, but one of my goals for 2024 was to film more and just like create because I really do miss filming and it used to be like a thing I did all the time in high school. And so I was like, why not do it anymore? But today I'm going to be getting ready and doing like the most questions or like the top questions I get asked as a professional dancer while I get ready for a day at the Rocket Intensive that I am doing. So let's get to it. Also, to start, I am not at my current apartment. I'm not in LA right now. I'm in New York City, and this is not my cat, but this is Lila, and she is just a sweet little girl. So enjoy my sublet room that I'm in right now. First things first, I am going to get my hair done for the day. For this specific intensive, like there's not really any requirements. Like I don't have to have a specific hairstyle or like specific look every day, which is really nice because we're just there to train. But the cat got so confused by my rubber band. So to start on out, if this is your first time watching me, hello. A little bit about me. I've been dancing since I was 2 years old. I have been dancing professionally since I was 10 years old. I did do competition dance for about 4 or 5 years. And just due to financial reasons, I ended up quitting and kind of realized, why pay to dance when I could get paid to dance. And it was actually modeled to me from a young age from like my peers that you could dance professionally. So when I was 10, I got signed by Movement Talent Agency. I went on my first audition for Debbie Allen's Brothers of the Night tour, and I booked the job. And that was basically the start of my career. I went on tour for 3 months and toured all around the US doing her original musical, which unfortunately does not run anymore, but it was such a good musical. And like getting to train under her for 3 months was like amazing. I came back from tour and I started at OSHA, which is Orange County School of the Arts. I didn't go to a studio while I was at OSHA, so I was just kind of like live, laughing, training, but I was also still dancing professionally. So I was a backup dancer for Kids Bop. I danced for Austin's TV for a hot minute. And then my freshman year of high school, I kind of got burnt out. And I was like, I think I'm just gonna focus on my academics. Fast forward to post high school. I graduated during the pandemic, which was kind of like a wah-wah type of moment, and ended up going to one of my safety schools, Chapman, because, we didn't know what the pandemic was going to be like, and all of the schools that I had applied to said that I'd have to be going online. And I thought, well, if I have the opportunity to stay home and study locally, I might as well. I didn't want to move to London in the middle of a pandemic to go to Trinity Levant, even though it was my dream school. And I also got to Berkeley, which did not have a dance program. And really, I was looking to study dance and health science at the same time to become an orthopedic surgeon. Got to school, and I kind of realized I wanted to dance more than I did want to become a doctor. And I was training very closely under Marguerite Derricks, who, if you don't know who Marguerite Derricks is, she is a 3-time Emmy award-winning choreographer. She has such an amazing brain for like the dance and everything arts-wise. And so I got really lucky to train very closely with her. One thing led to another. I ended up getting signed that first year that I was in college. And unfortunately, I ended up having to leave the program because I just couldn't attend school and work at the same time. So decided to take a gap year, wanted to see how things would go out. And within the first few months, I was working. And then next year, I booked nasal. And then I came back and I kept working. And I've technically been on a gap year ever since, but I'm actually going back to school. So, but not for dance, for business, because that's a whole other thing. Well, that is a little bit about me, so let's go ahead and get into the top questions I get asked as a professional dancer. So the first big question I usually always get asked is, what styles should I train in if I want to become a professional dancer? You could be in a dance company, you could work for a dance convention, you can do TV, film, theater, assist, stand-in work. It really just kind of depends on where you want to be and where you want to be working, which is then when I always kind of got the question of, do you want to work in LA? Do you want to work in New York City? Or do you want to travel? Because there are so many opportunities. The bangs are not banging today. um, there are so many opportunities across the board to be a professional dancer that it really just depends on what kind of fuels your soul artistically the most. Wow, the bangs are not doing it today. I think we're gonna. Okay, I'm leaving the bangs for later because I just straighten them. I'm getting kind of sick of them. Doing what makes you happy and what you're passionate about is definitely where it should all start. I definitely tried to be a dancer that I thought would book the most jobs and do the most, but at the end of the day, I've kind of realized it wasn't as fulfilling for me. And what I had to do was just choose the style that made me the most happy at the end of the day, because if it's my job, I'm going to be doing it all the time, and I want to be doing something that I enjoy and I love. There can always be some sort of difficulty, like I used to want to be in a ballet company. I used to want to be like a prima ballerina, and then I'm 5'4". I'm very curvy, and I get injured really easily. What I've kind of realized is that, I can be in a contemporary ballet company, which is not what I do, but you kind of see where I'm getting with that. The second question I get asked the most, next to like what styles I should train in, is, do I need an agent to be a professional dancer? The answer is no. You do not need an agent to be a professional dancer. I strongly believe that if you have a hard enough work ethic, that you can make it without an agent. I think having an agent is really nice. I think having an agent gets you indoors that sometimes would be a lot harder to unlock. But all in all, I do not think that you need to have an agent in order to be a successful dancer in the industry. On to the third most question I get asked a lot is, am I too old to start dancing? The answer is no. Everybody who I was dancing with was essentially in their 30s and above. And a common myth is that, once you're 25, like your peak years of dancing are over and you might as well go find a safety job. But that's not really the truth at all. Like, if you have a good work ethic, you take care of your body, and you know kind of how to handle the situations that you're in, I think you can definitely make a dance career last as long as you want it to, which means it's never too late to start pursuing a professional dance career. It definitely is like the same as, let's say you want to become a doctor. Maybe you were a construction worker. You would go back to school, you would learn everything, you would train, you'd probably work twice as hard as everybody else in your class, and then you become a doctor. It might be a little bit later in your life, but it would still happen for you. And I feel like the same thing goes with being a dancer. It's just having that work ethic and that drive, because there are a lot more obstacles than you would think when it is being in the arts and entertainment industry. I lost the safety pin holding up my other side of my bangs. Awkward. Another thing that I do also get asked a lot is, what is the training schedule like as a professional dancer? And I think for everybody, this kind of differs depending where you are in your career, what field you're doing it in, all of those things. But in my previous experience, when I was younger and my parents were paying for classes, I was dancing about 30 hours a week. Like, it was essentially a full-time job. I was taking class, I was also on the competition team, and then I was auditioning on the sides. So I was dancing a lot. And then when I was at OSHA, I was dancing about 3 hours a day. I would go home and then I would do my own training at home for about 2 hours. And that would be every single day for 5 days a week, sometimes take classes on the weekend, and basically every day that I had school. Now, as an adult, because I feel like my technique is a little bit more solidified and I'm mostly just working on style, it really goes from maybe one class a week to like 5. But being in New York City for the month and having the opportunity to train out here in the styles that I really personally like, I am a little cuckoo banana crazy, and I've been taking about 12 classes a week. So in total, just in the month of January, I'm going to be training about 60 hours. And that doesn't include any of my rehearsal or audition time while I'm out here. I think this is a really important topic as well, but does social media followings influence your chances and ability to get a job? In some circumstances, yes. There have been plenty of auditions that I have gone to. Wow, this blush is not blushing today. But there have been auditions where they've been like, please don't come if you have less than 10,000 followers. Other times, it's an open call, they don't care. But there have been some certain situations where people also just get booked off of their Instagram. So in some cases, a digital presence is very valuable for a online and entertainment career. I think also if you are a performer, you're going to be living on the stage, you're going to be living on camera, and more than anything, casting and people that you're working with just want to see who you are as a person. And so while I do think social media does have an impact on your like casting chances, I think that where you are supposed to be is where you're supposed to be. So all in all, social media presence does affect your casting abilities, but I don't think it should be the end all be all, because at the end of the day, it can get you into the room, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to book you the job. I love the bangs. They're so much fun. They're so much fun. So, I'm going to stop filming and hopefully I'll be back when my bangs look a lot better. Honestly, I kind of feel like they look the same as before, but it's whatever. I'm going to throw a little gel in my hair and then we are going to get dressed and ready for the day. Yesterday I did not gel my hair and I was like, it's fine, I don't need to gel my hair. And I had a high pony, and by the end of class, like, it was flyaway central. So I was like, today I'm gonna gel my hair. I'm gonna try to look a little bit more slick for the day. Now, I wouldn't necessarily say that those are like all the questions I get asked as a professional dancer. I think those are definitely some of the top hitters that I get asked the most. But if you're watching this and you're like, I have so many more questions, ask them below. I will do a part two. Maybe I might answer them on my TikTok, because that's where a lot of like my more personal content is. But yeah, if this is your first time here, thanks for watching. If it's not your first time here, still thanks for watching. And hopefully to more content posting in 2024 about being a professional dancer, working in LA, working in New York City, and all of the fun stuff that comes with being an entertainer. But yeah, peace.